group. And I also noticed that one of the things that people are doing on TikTok anyway, I don't know the other social platforms, but there's doing a lot of self-diagnosis. And I feel like this might be a form of gaslighting. So I wanted to ask you, is it?
That's a fantastic question.
Thanks.
Nobody asks that. It can be.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch our labels episode of the podcast, we briefly touched on self-diagnosing. And the point is that any label anyone chooses for themselves or any label that anyone slaps on someone else can be a form of gaslighting. Doesn't have to be, but it can be.
Okay.
And it can be positive gaslighting or negative gaslighting. For example, many parents, when they have children, they will say you're smart or you're beautiful or you're whatever. And it's a positive form of gaslighting that makes the child into that. And then some people could argue you shouldn't do that at all. You should just have zero labels ever when you talk to your child ever. Just never label them. Because what if they want to grow up to be ugly or dumb? What if they want to choose something else, right?
Yeah, or a different gender or all this stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
The point is, any form of labeling can be gaslighting. And you might even argue that every form of labeling is a form of gaslighting. But this gets into philosophies like, what is reality? Are we living in a virtual reality? Are we part of the matrix? Is there any objective truth? Yada, yada, yada. So if we're just dealing with normal life, everyday stuff, what matters most is, are you accepting labels that serve you? This is the question.
That's a great question.
Every single label on earth that you take onto yourself, that you accept from others or from yourself, can either serve you or hinder you and hold you back.
Right.
If I accept the label of fantastic healer, great at self-healing, strong immune system, great nervous system, or like you did, clean and sober, easy to quit addiction, and other labels like that, whether they're true at the moment or not, those labels can serve you by breaking you out of a previous loop or a poor behavior or something that's harming you. So you can use those labels to gaslight yourself into a more positive reality that serves you. On the other hand, you could be given, I don't know, some extra toilet paper by your landlord. Here you go. I have an extra stack.
Right.
And you can be like, great, but it won't pay my bills. I guess I'm just unlucky. I guess I'm just poor. This doesn't help me. I'll never get out of this dark place, and so on and so forth. And these are labels you're accepting on yourself too.
Right.
But they don't serve you. You could have said, this is a blessing. I'm fortunate. This is abundance.
Yeah.
Maybe I could sell this, or this will save me money next week.
You know?
You could really have positive gaslighting about this truth or this reality, and it could serve you and get you to a new truth or new reality. Or you can use negative gaslighting to pull yourself down and weigh yourself down and diminish everything that you're getting and receiving. And the same goes for self-diagnosis. If we take on a label or a diagnosis of, I have ADHD, or I have kleptomania, or I have schizophrenia, or I have depression, that's fine. You're welcome to have those labels. But take a second and think to yourself, are those labels serving me? Is this what I want to identify with? Because every day that goes by that you identify with these labels is a day that you are perpetuating that status. You will never break free of it until you start changing the labels. You can't break free of your current reality without gaslighting yourself or positive affirming yourself into a new reality. Even if it's gentle and subtle, like, I may have ADHD now, but I'm healing. And now you have the healing labels, right?
Yes.
Or I'm going to be the first person in my family to beat ADHD. It's like, this is, you haven't done it yet.
Right.
But it's positive gaslighting to a new reality.